Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Soul Fam. Welcome back to another episode of Just Unchained Souls, where we exist in a realm where life can just flourish for us. Okay, Soul Fam, and as you can see, I'm already like, today has been such an amazing day. I mean, every day is amazing, of course. However, just some great stuff has been happening. And these are really the moments that I live for, when you take your time and you write out what you want and your expectations. And then you take your time to reach your goals, and you're not being all nervous and fearful. You're just giving it the love and attention that it deserves. And everything just aligns so beautifully, so effortlessly. And it's just so amazing to be a part of. All right. And as you know, on Unchained Souls, we work on healing ourselves and moving ourselves into better places by doing the work within. Okay. We don't cheat the process. And with that, we get great results. And today we're going to talk about how to produce a high frequency relationship. Okay, and when I say relationship, just understand it's not one-sided. It's not about just a companion. It's not about just family. It's not about just business. Okay, it's 360. Okay, a relationship, a connection. When we connect with someone and we want to have that high frequency in the relationship to really be more fulfilled with one another. Okay, more fulfilled with ourselves, and then more fulfilled in a relationship where we never have to really feel insecure. Okay, so we're going to dive into some things, and we're going to learn how to do that, because it's not something that you could, it is something that we should naturally learn. However, with so much that's been given to us from childhood to now, we kind of lose sight. Okay, and it becomes more difficult for adults. As children, we don't have a problem doing it. We just do it with no fear. As adults, we tend to run into a few roadblocks. All right, so we're going to just touch bases on these things so that you can do this in your next chapters effortlessly. So first, you want to learn how to be a team player. Okay, you have to identify with yourself what a team player is. Okay, and you have to, in order to do this, you have to know the give and take. Okay, and not over abusing either gesture. Okay, giving and taking is a gesture. However, we overgive or we overtake, then we begin to abuse that gesture, and that's where we see conflict. When you're mastering the give and take, you know how much to give, and you're mastering how much to take. Okay, so that always comes down to knowing the value you have to offer. Okay, and so when you know the value you have to offer, you don't over give to someone who just doesn't meet that. They're not there yet, and that's okay. However, you can't over pour out of your cup to fill up their cup to have a relationship, to have a connection. Okay, what it does is obvious. It drains you out long term. You're always pouring into empty cups. That's not a wise thing to do. Okay? The purpose of a relationship is so that you guys could kind of ping pong in a way where it's fair. It may not always be equal, right? Someone may have a little less, someone may have a little more. However, it's fair. They are going to walk away just as fulfilled as you will walk away. Okay? And so when you are doing this, Sophia, you're not being over judgmental. You're not sitting there calculating their views and funds and things like that. No, it's simple. It's way more simple than that. It's about having a basic conversation. That first conversation that you have with someone is when the give and take begins. Okay? You will start sharing knowledge, they will start sharing knowledge. Okay? And in that moment of unconscious conversation is when the give and take starts. The point where we kind of fall short is because after we have that conversation, we don't assess ourselves. It's not about assessing them. It's about assessing you. How are you feeling now? That simple thing is, how are you feeling? Are you feeling a sense of joy? Or are you feeling a sense of uncertainty? And being able to pinpoint where it's coming from. So if you do feel a sense of uncertainty, are you being insecure? That's always the first question. You always want to look in the mirror first. Like, am I being insecure here? Am I doubting myself? Do I have more work to do within? Right? And if that answer is a breezy no, and you start to feel too much lag from someone, meaning through the conversation, you had to keep picking them up. Like, oh, you're great. Oh, you're awesome. Oh, you're this. Then that's a more clear distinction that, okay, this person may not be ready just yet because I have to fill them up too much. They're not confident in their work. They're not confident with where they are. And that has nothing to do with you. And not feeling like when you meet someone like that, well, this is my opportunity to save. Our job in relationships is not to save. And for some reason, we love to kind of be a superhero, and it's not our job. We can give some words of encouragement. We should give some words of guidance. You should not really want to be in a place where you are saving. And that's one of the biggest mistakes we make in these relationships. When we give, we are releasing an energy of care for others. We are treating someone as we wish to be treated. And that energy of care is a very loving frequency. It's a very loving energy. It's a very beautiful feeling to have. Okay? We are being a great friend / companion. We are creating the joys in our life instead of trying to steal someone else's. When we release that energy of care, we cannot devalue that energy. We can't just be handing it out willy-nilly. Okay? It really just defeats the purpose of it. And so when we are giving and we are being that great friend, being that great companion, we are, again, creating the joy that we also love to have. Instead of trying to steal someone else's joy. We've all seen those peace thieves, that's what we call them. Peace thieves, someone that sees you happy and try to steal that joy from you by just not reciprocating that energy, or they just don't have it in them. So all they know is, how to go low, using low energy, using low vibrational tactics and gestures, which is just a sense of immaturity when you really break it down. And when this is understood within you and within your relationships, it really helps the relationship grow and levitate on a great frequency, because you don't have that negative voice in the back of your head telling you negative things because you already have this foundation, this understanding of why you are giving and why someone else is giving, right? Which brings us to taking, right? We take in relationships. We do. And why we do is because we're going to continue to be that great friend, and we're going to allow others to show their appreciation, right? They want to generate that energy of care, right? And so in order for them to do that, we have to allow them the opportunity to give to us. Appreciate the time that was spent together. They want to be just as a great friend as you are. They want to know the feeling of creating joy within themselves too. They want to reciprocate the gestures of love. And in order for them to do that, we have to take, we have to receive, right? We don't want to deflect their gestures of giving. That doesn't reciprocate, that doesn't keep a high frequency in a relationship. When you take from someone who is giving, you allow them to be that friend for you. You allow them to be there. And that is just as valuable as giving. And sometimes as givers, we just understand what it's like to not have. And so when we get into a place to give, we just kind of go off the walls with it. Like, I'm gonna give to you, I'm gonna give to you. Well, Oprah said, you get a car, you get a car, you all get a car. We just start giving away everything that we don't even care. We have nothing anymore. Because we get to give. It was like, wait, I never got to give before. This is so amazing. Oh my, why haven't anyone ever allowed me to give? You know, and so as givers, we often abuse that because we don't even realize, we're not even in the conscious space of the energy that's being developed when that happened. We just know in the back of our mind, like, hey, I would want someone to do this for me. You know, I wasn't able to do this before. It's developed from a place of lack. And so when you don't have that lack anymore, you are often just in that state of giving and never really revert back to the place of receive. Because when you receive, you feel like you're in lack. Ooh. Ooh. Turn my mic off. Turn it off. Ooh. We don't want to receive anymore, because then we feel like something in our life is lacking. And we've been in that place of lack. And because of that, we don't want to go back. Okay? I'm here to let you know, baby. This time when you're receiving, you're not receiving because you're in a place of lack. You're receiving because you're allowing someone else to be a great friend to you as you are to them. It's a two-way street. This cycle instantaneously produces high frequency in the relationship naturally. There's no manipulation. There's no mind games. There's no tricks. No. You could just throw all that out the window. This is going to create a natural tighter bond. Okay? You guys are going to be giving and taking like it's Christmas every day. It's like, hey, I'm a great friend, you're a great friend, we're great friends to each other. You're just going to be teasing and smiling and just happy to be around each other. And then when that person leaves, you're going to be happy when they come back. You're like, you know, I'm happy that I'm smiling that you're leaving. I don't want you to leave, however, I know you're coming back to give me some great conversation, because I'm going to take some great conversation. And there will be no worries. There will be no worries. This is a more valuable connection, a more deeper connection. It makes you want to be in each other's presence. Do you understand that, soul fam? The feeling of wanting to be in someone's presence instead of having to be in someone's presence. Need I say more? Is the church singing yet? Did the choir start the cue? Are the sleigh bells ringing? Listen, it's a more valuable connection, because then when you leave each other's presence and you go about your day, you can then share that energy with the work that you're doing. You can produce events and make plans and know that I ain't gotta worry about this person. You know how you start looking at your list and you inviting people and you start looking at the names that you be like, I don't know about them because I don't know about them. Cause you ain't gotta worry about that with this relationship. You don't even care who else is coming because this one person that you got this high frequency relationship with is coming. Like, I don't even care who you, as long as such and such come, I don't care who you got on that list. Because I know when we get together in that room, we gonna shift that energy immediately because we have this understanding with one another. We have this bond with one another that negativity can't break. Negativity can't even come on this. Y'all gonna be kikiing like two kids in the sandbox back in the day. Like, hold on, wait a minute. And you start creating such beautiful moments with one another that it's gonna be so much silence and just stares. Like, when you have that friend that you just look at, like when everything hit the fan, you just look at that friend and everything is all right and you start giggling a little bit. That's how that relationships begin to be. And those relationships are the best, but you don't even gotta say nothing. I ain't even gotta say nothing. I just gotta look. That speaks volume. All I gotta say is thank you and then look. So fam, I told you from the beginning, it is time to exist in a realm where life can just flourish for you, where relationships can just flourish for you, where your brand can just flourish without all the nonsense, all the BS. And we cannot have a life without great relationships. People we can call on. It's all right to have your isolated moments. However, when they over, you want to be like, thank you. It allows you to have these beautiful relationships, these healthy relationships that seem so far-fetched based on the way the past was. Because don't think for a moment, so I don't understand how the past relationships were. Day in and day out. Where you always speaking and you never heard. Where you just a broken record. Where in these next chapters, with these new relationships that you make, you won't even have to speak like that. You don't even have to worry. You feel like, you know what? So, fam, we are up on YouTube every week at 3 p.m. Just Unchained Souls, and we are up on Spotify every Saturday at noon. Just Unchained Souls, where we will exist in the realm where life can just flourish for you. And I thank you so much for tuning in. And you know what? I appreciate you always. And a great way to show your appreciation: share this video with a friend. Leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know. And I am your host, Amelia.Adair. Amelia.Adair. And I am on social media at CoachAmeliaAdair. Follow me. If I ain't see you, shoot me a DM. What's up? And I thank you again for tuning in. And I'm going to see you at the next one. Bye for now.